Hello and good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is when you watch this video. And welcome to another Mastering Your CRM expert live coaching session hosted by the irreplaceable and incomparable Heather and then me, Glenn. How you doing, Heather? Of
Oh, I'm doing great, Glenn. How are you? Is that a Canucks jersey?
course it is.
Nice.
Hockey season. I'm Canadian. I'm Vancouverite. Of course I'm going to have my Canucks jersey on. I haven't been able to wear this for hockey or Stanley Cup playoffs in 9 years. So yeah, I pulled it out of the closet.
That's a long time.
Yeah,
Awesome.
well, you're from back east near Toronto, so you understand.
Yeah, well, I'm not a Toronto fan. I'm a Habs fan, but what can I say?
Oh,
Yeah.
I won't hold that against you.
All right. So looks like we have one person here today, which is awesome. Hi, Sean. Um,
Yep.
usually we have a couple more people, but this is great. So, Sean, you get to have us all to yourself, which means any questions you have, please ask us because this time is for you. So, and anyone else that might join us later, and or watch this is we always put this on for you. So if you have any questions, this is your turn. This is your time to learn how to work your CRM.
Yeah, and the I have the chat up on another screen, so I'm able to see any questions. Heather is going to do most of the talking because she is a better hostess than I am. So people enjoy her voice more than mine. So I will try to help out here. But if you have any questions, please let us know. If we go too fast on something, let us know and we'll slow down. But this, as Heather said, this is your time to shine, and we're here to help you.
He likes to put me up on that pedestal, but he is a better navigator. So he's going to show you everything while I talk. If I talk too fast, which sometimes I do, just tell me to slow down or repeat it, and I'll gladly do that as well. And as Glenn's kind of going along, showing you where to click, I'm going to be directing and explaining what you're going to do. So hopefully by now, if you've already signed up, you should have received your username and password, which would have came to you by an email. And hopefully by now you've already signed in. Maybe you've gone over your settings. We're going to kind of quickly go over them. And then we get to the fun stuff and show you some other cool features that we offer. And or that's going to help you keep your CRM organized and such. Also, we have different ways that you can contact us. So we're here, if not once a week, once every couple weeks on Wednesdays. We also have our care team. And so the bottom right corner of your screen, you're going to see a chat bubble. Monday to Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and 10:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We have real people in our chat, so please come chat with us. We're not robots yet, but it's always helpful when you have someone really you're talking to. We also have support@topproducer.com email, and we have our support page for tons of information. So you really can't go wrong. And we have videos available for you to watch. So all kinds of interesting different ways to get information that you need. We also offer one-on-one support. We have concierge, which is either myself or Glenn. We have Jordan and Evan, a part of our team as well. And so we do a really great job getting you set up one-on-one. It's a little bit more personal, and anything that you need help with, we can help you with that for the most part.
Yeah, don't oversell our capabilities, Heather. We aren't
No,
that magical. Pretty magical, but not that magical.
absolutely. So let's dive in. We have, or let's begin. Let's dive in. You're going to go to crm.topproducer.com if you haven't already done so. And when you sign in for the first time, it's going to remind you about the term. So if you signed up for the CRM, there is a 1-year term. I am losing my words today.
So what Heather is so eloquently trying to say is that when you first sign in for the first time, uh, you will see our terms and agreement, our end user license agreement. There's a couple of key points in there. The first time you see it, it will be to remind you of the 1-year subscription for CRM and 6 months for Social Connect. It also mentions how we don't sell your data and we secure your contacts. So yes, just I wanted to translate Heather back into English because it's a Wednesday that's masquerading as a Monday, I think.
I honestly, I don't think I was mentally prepared for this today.
Like I said, it's a Wednesday, kind of pretending to be a Monday.
Yeah, you got it. Or a Friday, and we're almost done. All right. So when you go in, you're going to sign in for the first time. You want to go to your settings. That way you can kind of go in and really start using your CRM, and take advantage of using it. So go into your settings. You can either go in the very bottom left corner, or you can go in the top right corner where your photo would be. A little silhouette there. You're going to click on your settings. And yeah, see, these are the two ways you can get there. You can either go in the very bottom left corner, or you can go in the top right corner where your photo would be. You're going to click there. You're going to go to settings and just start at the top and go through each tab, working your way down. I do suggest, though, where you'll see contact sync and import contacts, I always suggest if you do have contacts that you're importing on a CSV file, please do that first and then do your contact sync. You don't have to do either. If you are adding your contacts one by one, you are more than welcome to do that as well. These are just options. However, some of the more important settings to make sure you get in so you can really get the best use. My information, I would make sure that that's filled out. You want to make sure that this information that you do put in is going to be your customers will see this information. So it's not private information. It's the information you want to give out about your business to your customers. They'll be able to see this on any market snapshot that you send out. Also, another important aspect of the My Information is the very bottom. It says time zone. You want to make sure that this is correct because anything that you do put on your calendar is going to go based on the time zone that you live in. So if you don't have that up to date, your appointments could be a few hours late or early, and that could make a mess of your day. So make sure your time zone location is correct and save My Information in the bottom right corner. All right. Notifications is pretty cool. That's a newer feature that we offer. So like the lead alerts, if you do have any leads that come in directly from online, you will get notified having leads come into your CRM. We also just recently got task reminders. So if you are one of those people like myself, I need to be reminded on a daily basis what I'm doing. What appointments I have or whatnot because life gets busy. And so it's just very helpful. So task reminders, you can now be reminded through text and or email about either your appointments coming up and or that person that you need to call, maybe keys that you need to pick up, anything that you need to be reminded of, you can now get reminded with a text and or email, both one or the other. You can decide what works for you. You can always come back here and edit this anytime. Same with calendar sync, very similar. Again, I like to be reminded of all my stuff that I have planned. My favorite weeks are when I have nothing added extra on my calendar, which is very rare.
Well, considering you've got work, school, relationship, and 2 dogs, I'm sure there's not a week that you have nothing.
New puppy, he is like
Yeah.
11 weeks old or something. Yeah. I just like to do things the crazy way.
Yeah.
Contact sync. Yeah, so contact sync, import contacts. You want to make sure you import first. If you don't have a CSV file you're importing, that's fine. If you want to sync your contacts over from your phone or your email, you can do that. Again, you can also add your contacts one by one if you want to do that. It's also a great way to start off fresh and be very organized if you are adding them one by one. Email integration is very important. So in order to email your contacts from here, as well as send out those drip campaigns and such, you want to set up your email integration. So how this is going to work, you can add your email that you use. For example, if you are adding a Gmail, you're going to type it in here and click authorize email. Just follow the steps. Make sure you check off those little boxes. It's pretty simple. It's going to come up as initializing and then it'll turn to running here. So you want to make sure this is how it looks on your screen. So again, when you set this up, just so you are aware, it does not go through Top Producer server. It still goes through your email server, which means when you send from here, if you're using a Gmail, it will also be in your email account, in your Gmail account. One of the neat functions about sending from here, though, like we do have those drip campaigns that you can add to multiple people and can automatically send out. But we also have a read receipt. So if you send from here versus your Gmail, you'll be able to see if your customers read the email or not. So great ways to add your email or great reasons to add your email from here. You want to make sure you have your email signature. So when you're sending out your email, that's like your block signature at the end. Um, so that way you have, it could be your photo, could be just like your name, email address, phone number, any way that they're going to be able to know that this email is coming from you. So you definitely want to add a signature. Lead.
Yeah, that's my bad. I just fixed our test
Oh,
account and I
that's
didn't do
what
a
the face
signature.
was for.
Yeah,
Got
because I'm like,
ya.
oh, I forgot that.
Yeah, so if you have like a current pat or signature that you use, you can either just copy and paste it and bring it over. If it's on an image format, you have the option to add it as an image, or you can just create from scratch. Lead providers, if you are using a lead provider and you're bringing leads directly into your CRM, this again will notify you about those leads coming in. We also want to make sure that you copy this address and put into your, obviously your address is going to be different than Puppy Paws. Yours is likely going to be your first dot last name at myleads.io. And so you're going to add that to the back end of any of your lead provider programs, and it will bring your leads directly into your CRM. So instead of getting them through an email and then having to type them in or type them in manually, it'll just automatically come through. Now, this is great if you do have a lot of leads coming in often. This will save you some time, as well as you can add automatic lead response rules, which we can go over a little bit later. But when you have that lead come in automatically, they'll automatically get a response sent to them with an email market snapshot if you do have that, and so forth. And so market snapshot is next. Sorry if I'm flying through these settings a little bit quickly. You may or may not have these all in already. And if you do have any questions about these as we're going over them right now, please let us know in the chat and we'll be glad to show you or help you if you're having issues with setting any of this up.
Yep.
Market
And I'll
snapshot, oh,
sorry, Heather, I was going to say all of our webinars are recorded and we do upload them to our YouTube channel. So if you do need to look at them later and we go too fast, which both her and I tend to do because we can do this with our eyes closed at this point. If we do go too fast, you can always go and watch the recording, pause it as needed, and rewind. So you can hear us explain things and trip over our words many times.
yeah, I feel like I'm going to have a lot of that today. Hopefully not, but we'll get through this, hopefully.
Do you want me to take notes and track how many times?
No. So at the bottom, you want to make sure, sorry, on market snapshot, make sure all these are checked off. And yes, you want to send the sold, pending, and expired to your buyers because it's going to show them the market. You want them to not see a 0% sold on the market information. So definitely make sure these are all ticked off, especially the one at the very bottom where it says auto fulfillment settings. So this is great if you do have those leads coming directly into your CRM from online. If they come in with a name, email address, and a zip code or postal code, if you're in Canada or the States, they come in with that, they will automatically get a market snapshot sent to them. And then just make sure you click the Save Market Snapshot settings at the very bottom again once you've made any changes. And MLS credentials. So this is where you're going to add your MLS board. You're going to click on Add MLS Credentials. This is very important for going forward. MLS board. Please start typing it in because it's a long list. You could be scrolling through for a little bit. So you want to start typing it in. It will populate for you. And then usually it's going to ask you for your MLS ID, which is going to be what you sign in to your MLS with. If there are any letters involved in your sign in, not just numbers, usually the letters do require uppercase. But if it's, if you've tried a few different ones and it's not working, please let us know and we will help you with that. All right.
Yeah,
Still no questions.
normally there would be an icon down here in the bottom right for chat, but I think when I reset this, I didn't fully reset it, so I'd broken it and lost that chat icon. Yours should have what looks like a chat bubble from the comics and stuff right down here. Mine is just, like I say, a test account we use for this that I break on a weekly basis just to see what I can break. That way it doesn't break for you folks.
You can also get to our chat so if you don't want to chat with us in the webinar today, we also have any other day. If you go up to the top right corner drop down, we have our support site. And there's a couple of ways that you can find our chat on here as well. So you have the chat now in the middle of the page there, and you also have it in the bottom right corner. Yeah. Now, this is the fastest way to get an answer. Quickest way to get an answer usually is through the chat. Might be a minute or two wait, give or take. We are real people in the chat again. But if you really want to talk to someone, please let us know in the chat and we will have someone reach out to you at the next available time. All right, so team management. If you are a part of a team or you have any agents underneath you and you're sharing your CRM, this is where you're going to come and create any accounts that you're adding to your CRM. Oh, we can add me in under here. I didn't realize you had a team account. Mind you,
Yeah,
I
I've
do
got
have
this
my
set up
own.
as a team.
Awesome. Well, I guess we should probably try this out sometime so we can see what the difference is, if anyone is here as a team, because you can see each other's calendars. If you do share, you can assign contacts to each other. So those are the neat things about working as a team. All right, texting. Now, if you do want to sign up for texting, in the States, there is a new law that came out with the FCC. I think it was last August, September that it came out. It does require you to register your texting and it goes through the FCC. It could take a week, it could take several weeks. Unfortunately, it's kind of out of our hands once it goes to the FCC. However, if this is something that you wish to use, you have that option. It's not mandatory, it's an optional feature. We have UI settings, which is like our user interface settings. You can just kind of play around with the colors of your types and whatnot. And then our last one is Zillow Connect. If you are a Zillow Premier agent, then you can connect your Zillow and that will bring over all your contacts from Zillow into your CRM.
Yep. And if you were a previous Zillow Premier agent and you still have a username and password, it's not a bad idea to put that in because I have seen previous agents still be able to pull their information over. So give it a go.
Awesome. All right, so let's kind of dive in and go over some fun stuff. Usually one of the things we start with is the follow-up coach. So different ways you can follow up with your contacts. Apart from using your CRM to stay organized, a lot of it is really following up with your past clients, because they could become clients like, oh, what's that word I'm looking for, Glenn?
Repeat,
Thank you.
referral.
Repeat clients and referrals. It's gonna be a day. All right, so different ways that you can follow up, and we're gonna show you. So the follow-up coach is a popular one. If you've been using Top Producer for a while, the follow-up coach will always give you contacts to reach out with. So maybe if you're just unsure, like who should I reach out to? If you don't have a drip campaign going at the time, and you just kind of want to say hi to your contacts, say like, hey, I'm here. Maybe you want to send them market information. Maybe you just want to say a quick hello, whatever it may be. There's a couple ways to use the follow-up coach. So you do have this on the home page. When you sign in, the follow-up coach is here for you to use. I always suggest not using that skip. Okay, there we
Sorry,
go.
I had to reset it. So this is what it should look like. I accidentally had been messing around with it and didn't reset it. My apologies.
So what he just did, so pretty much when you come to the homepage here, you now have the option to customize this page to put any of these like tasks, follow-up coach, new contacts. You can put this all in whatever arrangement that you would like that fits you in your business. So in the very top right corner, you can click on the edit layout. Once you've made the changes, make sure you hit the save. And then that way it'll save the way that you would like it. Every time you log in, it will be the way you would like to see it. However, this is how it's set up by default. So follow-up coach is here on your homepage. It's also a tab on your contacts page. So definitely very easy. I mean, you can do this in a few minutes if you're waiting in line to get a coffee or you just have a few minutes to sit down. Like you can reach out to 5 contacts, no problem. So you just click the follow-up and all it does is bring you to their contact information, because maybe you send them a text, an email, maybe you give them a call. Your follow-up is how you decide to follow up. And make sure you leave those notes. Very important. Do a wrap up. Maybe you call them and you actually talk to your customer and they're interested in maybe selling their home within the next couple months, that they are just going over a few details and they want you to get back in touch with them. So you're going to call them again in about another month and a half or so. So you want to make sure that you put this follow-up reminder to yourself so you don't forget to call them. Did I miss anything there, Glenn? And Glenn's just showing you
Nope.
here how to do that follow-up. Very easy. Doing that follow-up will now also be on your calendar and your tasks, reminding yourself what you need to do. Yeah. Perfect. In here, it'll also be in your main calendar and your tasks as well. Anytime you do a follow-up, create a task on a customer, it'll always be in your main tasks in your calendar. All right, so follow-up coaches 1. I personally like, there's this other one here that's just, I just find it's really, it's more visual, I guess you can say. So if you use your tabs across the top, but you can also create your own tabs. I love that part. But let's just say, for example, you want to reach out to your future contacts every, well, 60 days or maybe every, I don't know, 45, whatever it may be. You can create how often you want to reach out to your contacts. So this one probably isn't the best choice because we're not every 5. Okay, so now it's showing overdue. So each tab, you can create a different follow-up. So your future, you're likely not going to follow up with them as often as you will your active and or your engaged customers. So maybe your active, you don't want to go more than like 4 or 5 days. And so here you're going to see follow up in yellow when, okay, it's getting close. And then you're going to see overdue, like it's gone too far. You really need to follow up with them.
Yeah, that's why I was changing the dates, just to show the fact that, like Heather said, this gives you a visual. You can see if it's overdue, and you can also see it's usually if it's 2 days overdue, that's when we come out and actually say it's overdue. But one day, life happens.
Absolutely. Now, one thing I really like about this part here is that these tabs, you can create different follow-up reminders, like different days for each tab. And you can also create your own tabs for your customers, which we're going to go over in a little bit. But you can add those follow-up reminders for the own tabs that you create as well. So I think that that's very neat. And then another follow-up reminder is, well, not so much reminder, but another follow-up is also using your drip campaigns. So creating plans, task plans. Sometimes a lot of people just have like emails that go out. In between the emails, you might have phone calls. Maybe you send out an email once a month for 3 months, and then in the 4th month, you make a phone call. So if you're going to create plans or drip campaigns, whichever you'd like to call them, there's 2 ways to do this. I typically start in the template library. There are a list of emails available in here already for you to use. You can customize any of these emails in here. And also, if there's nothing in this list that kind of really jumps out to you, something that you might not use, you can just go add from scratch and create your own email list. All right. That easy. And then once you've added it here, it's always here. So from here, you're going to go to Task Plan Manager. Now we have some available that you can browse templates and add those templates to your Task Plan Manager. And then you can use those, you can customize them. And then you also have the same option to create your own plans from scratch. So if you want to add this sphere plan,
Sorry.
So we'll go to browse, click on here into the sphere, and then hit customize and then save. And that will save it into, and you can change the name if you'd like. Now, where Glenn just put or did he? Oh, yeah.
I put 2 exclamation marks.
So Glenn put the 2 exclamation marks. Any symbols that you put in front here will make that plan and or template come to the top when you're searching. So if you have, once you start having like maybe 20 plans, I'm just throwing something out there, anything with that symbol in front will make that one come to the top of your search list.
Yeah, 20 plans is not unusual in this day and age. And we actually limited them because our top producer, 7i and 8i, we had probably close to 100 plans in them, and they were getting a little bit overly complicated. So we did tone it down, but you may have plans that are working for you that we don't have in the system. So you can create your own. Nothing here is you have to use ours or else. We want you to customize. We want you to edit. We want the software to help you, but still make sure your clients know they're getting the real experience of dealing with you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like again, like they say right there, these are just templates. Not to say that you can't use them as is, but it's always good to add like your own voice into these emails or anything like that. So when you add it here, you have the little edit over on the right-hand corner as well as the trash can. So you can get rid of a task, you can add a new one, you can edit what it already says. Maybe you just make a few slight changes to it. You can add days as well. So you can really kind of go crazy with these plans. I mean, within reason.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So hopefully you're using that. Again, it is just another way to follow up and the auto response plans as well. So like I said, when you have any leads coming in directly into your CRM from online, so if you are using a lead provider, an auto response plan is something that's set up so that way when this lead comes into your CRM, maybe you're out showing some houses or looking at a new listing, whatever the case may be. If you're busy at that moment when a new lead comes in, you want to make sure that they're getting touched right away. So you can have it set up so they're automatically getting a text, an email, and or a market snapshot. They're receiving that automatically until you're able to reach out to them. Also, it will give you you'll get notified you have that new lead, and it will also give you the reminder in your tasks that you need to call this new lead.
Now, that's a great point to bring up, Heather. Considering you did have us set up the auto apply plan for Market Snapshot, you definitely want to come in here and remove this task right here that's a reminder to send a snapshot. So you just click on this here to delete it, and now you don't have that. But the original plan is still in our system.
Yeah.
So you have that there, and now it's going to send a email right away, and it's not going to have to send the email for explaining. So there
Now,
you
keep in mind as well, though, those people coming in with the automated market snapshot, they do have to put in a zip code, their
yeah.
email address, and their name. So if they miss any of that, they're not going to get the automatic snapshot. So maybe you could just have like a reminder check to see if customers received the market snapshot, because you will be able to see if they received it as well under the notes.
So to do that, we're going to add a task. Day 0. This is a to-do. Click on MS status. Wow, I can't type.
Well, you can't type, I can't talk. We're winning today.
We're winning a life, aren't we? There you go.
So check on, yeah, like this. Absolutely.
Yeah, there you go. Simple, easy. It was that easy to edit it as needed.
And the quickest way to check on that status is by in your marketing, but which we're already in, is by going to your market snapshot tab at the top. And it will show you a list of customers that received it. It'll say status, it'll say sent or viewed. If it says failed, it just means there was nothing available in that zip code at that time. So hopefully, if you're in here and you're sending market snapshots, we're going to go over the market snapshot a little bit more in detail in a little bit. But this is a place to come out to check all of them versus going in and checking them one by one through your contacts.
Absolutely.
All right. So after doing this is another, I actually really like the types and the tabs. That's one of my favorite things because staying organized to me, which I kind of feel like I'm falling off that wagon a little bit and I'm going a little stir crazy because I just have a lot going on. But when you have a lot going on, if you can stay as organized as possible, because it's going to save you time. And time is money. So like all these things. And plus, I mean, you want to have time outside of work as well, hopefully, family or friends or whatever the case may be. So staying organized is very important. So using your types and creating tabs, the fact that you can customize this to the way that works for you, this should help, as well as helping add those plans, those drip campaigns, and or just like who you need to reach out to. Using your types is really going to help. So let's go and show how easy this is to add types to customers and or different in creating different tabs. So we're just going to go to our future contacts. It's going to show everyone. And right now, the only type I'm seeing on my list right here is fake contacts. So yes, YouTube, these are all fake contacts that we have in this list. It's just for testing purposes. But for types, you as agents are probably using all kinds of types. Your average types are like your buyers, your sellers. Maybe you have waterfront customers. Maybe you have retiree or military families, or maybe you work in different states or different cities that you have organized your clients in that way using. Maybe you went to like a home, oh my gosh,
Home show, home and
home,
garden show.
well, home and garden show or events, I guess you can say. You can use any type that works for you in your business. So be creative and create your own types, because that's going to really help you. So let's just say out of the 10 contacts that Glenn just selected here, one by one, he wants to give them all the same type. So you're going to select your contacts, and then up here at the top, you'll see it looks like a little tag. So you're going to click on there. Yep. And you're going to type in what other type belongs to these 10 contacts. Now, for example, if we can delete that just for a quick second, you'll see when you click in here, you're going to see a list already available to you. So maybe what you're trying to add is not in this list. That's okay. Start typing in what you want to use for a type, and you'll get a little add button come up.
What type do you want this one to be?
Oh, do we have the puppy one in there? Dog? No, we have dog. Oh,
We have dog.
dog parents, pawins. Because we are both dog pawins. And so I like to use this because, so if you're, let's just say where you're located, a new pet store opened up in town. This is just, you might have 100 dog lovers you can reach out to and let them know about the new dog store, and then throw in a little bit of information about the market. Whatever works for you. That's another reason to use your types. So don't make everything about the real estate market. Make it about just reaching out to them, being that contact person. And when you reach out to them on a little bit more of a personal level as well, that's going to help by staying in touch with your contacts, getting those referrals, getting those repeat customers. So we've just gave 10 customers the dog paw. I can't even pronounce that. Dog lovers.
Come on, it's parent instead of parent, parent.
So we're gonna send them all an email. All you have to do is select here now at the very top. It selects all those types, and you can send them an email all at the same time. So easy peasy. There we go. You can select either from what's available in the library, and or you can create from scratch. Awesome. So it's really
one thing you will notice here is you will see all the email addresses here. Now, one thing to keep in mind, it does have them all in a block there, but we do send a individual email to each person. So it's not doing a carbon copy or a blind carbon copy. Therefore, your email addresses are not going to be visible to everybody else. So it will go through the list and customize each email to have the person's name, pulled from their contact record, and then send it off to them. And there you go. You've got a perfectly organized and perfectly set up email that is going to give the information you want to the right people.
Absolutely. It's that easy.
Mm-hmm.
Now you just have to get organized to do it. So showing you how to add the types. And now I would suggest using probably more types than you will have tabs across the top. Currently, we have all new, engaged, future, active, closed. You'll have the follow-up coach, search, recent, and social connect. Now, we're going to kind of quickly go through these tabs and explain how we use them. You might use them a bit different, which is completely fine. We want you to use this that works best for you, as well as you can create your own tabs, which I love because, again, you can customize it. So all is straightforward. That's just all your contacts. We try to pretend like this tab it's not really there. You can't remove it, but it's not really important because that's a lot of contacts to be looking at on a day-to-day, especially if you have thousands of contacts. So we have new, engaged, future, active, closed. These are your statuses. where your customers are in the sales pipeline. So you have your new, which if you have any leads come in directly from online, they'll automatically go into the new tab. So new should be for your contacts that you've had zero communication with, and you need to reach out to these people. Engage. This is for your customers that you're not, or you're currently talking to at the moment. So maybe you're communicating with them, but you're still not sure if they're a hot or if they're a cold client, but you're engaged with them. And so they're going to go to one of two tabs. You're either going to go into the future or the active. So if you're talking to your customer and they're like, yeah, you know, I'm kind of getting ready, but I still have like about 6 months before I'm for sure what's going on. So if you can contact me again, you're going to put them in the future. And then active are for your customers that like they're ready to sell and they want to buy a new home. Like they're ready to you know, pound the pavement looking for homes. Put them in active. You're actively working with them. And then close is when the transaction closes. So as an example, you don't have to do this. It's totally up to you. If you don't use these sales pipelines, it just doesn't work for you. It's not something you're gonna put much attention into. You can close, yeah, exactly. You can delete some of these. So you just click on it, drag it up or down, and then release it. And it says delete tab or cancel. You can always go back and reset it later if you need to, but this is where you can customize, add your own tabs, get a little creative. So if you want to add your own, and maybe it's dog lovers. So let's go. Let's go and create your own tab. So we're going to go tab, and we're going to call this all in uppercase just because I want it to stand out a little bit. You can put it in uppercase, lowercase, however you want to. You can put exclamation marks on it or go crazy. Yeah. And then we're going to do this by type. So we're going to do dog tolerance to your dog lovers tab. So what you can do here, you could actually have multiple types under your one tab. So kind of think of your types as like your subs. Does that make sense?
It's an easy way to do it. I know, Heather, you're going to go, oh, yeah. Your contact types are just our way of saying your groups or your tags. Tags. Wow, my voice just cracked. But that way you can get it done.
Yes. So we're going to say create tab. Now, any of these types that you just added to this tab is now going to be under there. So you have now 11 contacts that are under that tab. And it's almost like a quick search already done for you. So then you just click on the tab and select them all and put them all in the same drip campaign, send them all an email, whatever works best for you.
Now, one thing I will say, there is a trash can here. When it comes to deletions in Top Producer, if you do click on this, it's going to come up and say, are you sure? And then it'll ask you to type out the word delete in all caps to delete them. There's a reason we have it this way, because due to the fact that this has personal information and info that we wouldn't want people to get, when we do a deletion, it is a secure delete. So one of the things I always am very, I probably go over this a little bit too much in a lot of my onboardings, but if you're going to do a deletion, be 100% sure, because you're not coming back from that if you get it wrong. Data recovery is by far the hardest thing I've ever done in computer technology in the 25 years I've been doing this. And it's hit or miss. Some days you're going to look like you know everything, and some days you're just going to break somebody's heart. So long story short, be 1000% sure you want to delete somebody before you do that, because
well, and the good thing is you can't just easily hit a button and delete them. So
yeah,
you got to put some work into it.
yeah.
All right. So do we have any questions so far? I feel like I'm not going too fast and everyone's kind of understanding.
I think you're going at a good price. Wow. Pace.
Pace.
Yeah. We do have 3 folks with us. We've got Sean, Laura, and Janet, and so far no questions. So you're probably doing an amazing job of explaining things, Heather.
Perfect.
Yes.
All right. So let's go on to I think it's what's cool features, isn't it? I don't know. I feel like I'm starting to. Yay!
Yeah, cool features.
And
Cool
I like
features.
property insights. This is fun. Okay, so property insights, again, all of these, I would say a lot of these features, if not all of them, are really ways for you to stay absolutely organized, on top of everything. So this is a really neat feature if you work with buyers. So it's not for sellers, it's for buyers. But just to kind of stay on top of everything. It's a really, I really like this feature. I think it's pretty cool. Usually one thing as I ask, like, how do you keep track of the multiple properties that you show a buyer? Sometimes you show them 10 properties. Gosh, sometimes you show them more than 10 properties. And instead of having all those printouts and having to go through all these pieces of paper, I'm sure there's different ways you might have this, but I just think this is a cool way. So let's show them how Property Insights works. All right, so let's just pretend here, Leslie, which is a fake contact, by the way. We're going to pretend she's a buyer and she's looking for property. So you're going to go into her contact or any of your customers' contact records. You're going to click on their name, and this is what you're going to open up is their contact record here. And about halfway down in the middle tab, you have Property Insights. Yeah, so you're going to click on here, and then in the top right corner, you have Add Insight. So this is really neat. You have the option to type in the address. Now, obviously, you're pulling something that is available on the MLS right now because these are places that you've either shown your customer or you are showing them. So you're going to start typing in the address and you're going to notice that it populates. So if you typed it in wrong, it will come up saying not found. So you definitely want to make sure, yeah, you've got that populate. And then once it does, you click on here and you can click Save Property Insight. Then we're going to go add another one just to kind of get you an idea, get that flow going. So we're going to go add another property insight. And then you can also do it by MLS ID. So you can either search it by the address or search it by the MLS or the MLS ID number. So you go add insight, click on the MLS ID, put the MLS ID in. Oh, this one wasn't found. Why not?
Because I've got the wrong number, I think.
Ah,
Well, that's embarrassing.
well, no, if the MLS is giving you the wrong number, then that's
Well, no, it's not the MLS that gave me the wrong number. It's a another location that I always get the properties from.
okay. So it's not the MLS ID.
So no, what I can do is I'm going to now I'm going to fake this.
Yeah.
So if I put that up, I can then grab the actual MLS ID. See, there's always a workaround, Heather. I've got ways. And then I put the MLS ID in and hit search, and there we go.
Perfect. And save property insight. Awesome. So now we've got a couple properties. Now, this is where I think it kind of gets cool, the information that you can really put in here. So you have on the right-hand side, down by the picture, you have inquired on, but it's a drop down. So you can say interested, not interested, shown, made offer, offer rejected, sent to client. And I would say sent to client because, maybe you're like, you know what, I really think they would like this house. And so you sent that to them. So you want to make sure you put that in this list here. Also, you're going to make your notes. So maybe you showed it to them. You can add in these notes the date and the time that you showed it to your customer. So you are going to be very on top of things. So the date and the time, you can add another contact. So if you showed multiple contacts this property, you can put that in here as well. You can also put whatever note it was that they liked or didn't like about the property. Like they liked the yard, they liked maybe they didn't like that it was a single garage and they want a double garage, whatever it is that your customers are saying, this is where you want to make these notes. And the best part is that you can also do this from your phone when you are at the home with your customers, so you don't forget, because you can add this to your phone and put that in right away. So you're going to save the notes, and then we're going to go back and show you where you can see the notes. So you can click right on the photo. The notes will populate below. But one of the best things I like is that, yes, you're going to see it on your dashboard. You're also going to see it under your notes, and it'll say what notes you made. And then right below it, it's going to show the address. Awesome. And the next thing, after showing homes, after showing multiple homes, finally you get an offer made. So you're going to go back to property insights. You're going to change it to made offer. And then you can go and add your transaction right after that. So it just really, it does the steps for you in a sense. It pulls a lot of the information on the transaction right from the MLS.
Yeah, we're trying to make your life a lot easier. There's only two things to keep an eye on this. When it does pull the info over, you want to make sure you got the right transaction role, so be the primary buyer or seller. And then even though the property type is on the MLS, sometimes they may accidentally be mistyped. So then you want to make sure you change it and put the property type right here. Then you can put in the list price and put all the information in. Contract agreement date, let's just say tomorrow. And we've added a transaction. And it's
So
as
all
simple as
those,
that. You can add parties, you can add anything.
absolutely.
Go ahead.
All those empty dates when you're adding the transaction is actually kind of cool because if you add a plan to it, like a transaction plan, like the steps that you need to do is going to go based on the dates that you put in. So I think that's, again, another way to stay organized. All about organization.
What do we got next? Because the property insight is one of those cool features that both of us really like, and we both highlight it when we're showing this off to people. Because it does, I remember when we bought our house a few years ago, my poor agent had file folders upon file folders of properties they wanted to show us. So now they could just pull up their phone or their tablet and have it right there.
So, I mean, just think like if a customer texts you, oh, I want to go see that house again. The one that you showed me 2 weeks ago, and they can't remember the address, of course. So you just quickly type their name into Top Producer X, bring up their file and go to Property Insights, and you have a list of all the homes you showed them. It's really that quick. So it's a great way to something, especially if you're a new agent starting out, you kind of want to go down this road that's just going to keep you organized right from the start.
I thought you were going to say go down this rabbit hole.
Oh, that too. All right. So market snapshot, which actually goes along pretty nicely. Are you frozen? Oh, I think.
I'm currently
Glen.
having some internet connectivity.
Yes, I see you're there. I can see you waving. You're just a little choppy. So
Okay. Yeah, I
close your tabs, Glenn. So yeah, usually I worked for an internet company. So if you got too much going on in the internet, it takes your speed. But no, it's likely it could just be everyone else in the house using the internet.
I need to reset my home Wi-Fi. It's been a bit, so it's probably time. The computer tech with stuff not up to date. That's always hilarious, isn't it?
So market snapshot. Hopefully you are all using market snapshot. Again, another way to reach out to your customers. We didn't actually put this on to ways to follow up, but this is something that you can set up for your customers. And then from there on, it will just kind of automatically send. You can have it set up that it goes weekly, bi-weekly. What is it? 4, 6, 8 weeks, quarterly,
Half
6
year and
weeks
then
in a
full year.
year.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, depending on how often you want the full report to go out, in the middle, like if something else comes available that matches the criteria on the market snapshot, something new comes out, new listing, they'll get notified, that customer will get notified about it right away as well. So the market snapshot's pretty cool. Also, it's really neat because you have access to see if your customers are actually looking at the market snapshot, they're looking at the reports. It has your information on there for marketing. So lots of really cool things about using the market snapshot. I personally think it's a great feature. And even when you're adding a customer, like you might think, oh my gosh, I have all these customers in here. Just kind of start going forward. Maybe when you add a new customer and set them up with a market snapshot, or you group your customers and maybe just send your A list right now, your top contacts, get them set up on a market snapshot. So this is just a really, again, it's a really great feature. It pulls everything directly from the MLS. So they're going to see all those photos. They're going to see the detailed properties of the home. And then if they like it, you're going to get notified. You can also see again the reports or the statistics reports when they're clicking on it. And I mean, that's important because I mean, if they're not opening it at all, then you kind of know where their interest is at, right?
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and show how easy it is to set up a market snapshot. Now we can either do this in a customer's record, like going right in directly to a customer. Gracie, that's one of my puppy dogs. So you can go directly into snapshots, right in the customer's account, and then click on send snapshot. Now you can send this also to a buyer and to a seller. The market snapshot's going to look the same, but if you are sending to a seller, you are targeting a specific address. So it can give that customer, let's just say the customer is like, okay, they want to sell their home, but they're not really sure what they can get for it. Or they think maybe they can get 1.5 for it and maybe they're just dreaming and they're not being realistic. So you kind of want to bring them back down to reality and be, here's what the market actually looks like. Or maybe they want to get 6 for it and they can actually get like 8. Who knows? This is where you want to send this to your customers as a seller to show them what the market looks like on homes that are in their location that are similar to theirs and what they've sold for. But then you can also send to a buyer, and sending to a buyer, you are really picking their credentials. Like what neighborhoods they want to live in, how many bedrooms, how many baths, if they prefer like a specific aged home. I know myself, I prefer the older homes versus the newer ones. So you can put in like the minimum to max year built, has a fireplace, pool, any of this stuff. So once you put this information in, so minimum, okay, minimum 1900. Yeah. And then I would probably maybe go to like, I don't know, 1960, give or take. Let's see.
I'm going to be very curious if we find anything in the area I've got listed.
All right, so then we're gonna go preview before sending and see if there is, yeah, because it looks like, oh wow, look at that, 21 listings.
Yeah.
Okay,
Some of them are
so
pending right now. That's cool.
so you have these homes here. You can I would always suggest previewing it first, and then when you're happy, go ahead and send that market snapshot. And we're just doing this as a preview, so you can always go back if maybe you're not getting the homes that you want, you can go back and do another search. So once you send this, whose email did you send this to? Oh, okay, mine.
Yours. Now, one of the advantages of doing it this way, you've sent it from this contact, but if you want to see all of your snapshots, then you would go over to marketing here. And the initial send usually can take just a couple of minutes. But here you can see this is the one that I sent. It's the whole list. Heather will eventually get a email, and if she opens it, I will get a notification here. If she clicks on it, I'll get a notification, and the report views and the inquiries will be there.
Well, you know what? For testing purposes, why don't I just go and open it up?
While she's doing that, I'm going to click this button down here in the bottom that says View Report, because this will allow us to see exactly what she's seeing on her screen. I love this. Please wait. Loading is worth the wait. So now you can see you've got your profile photo here and your company logo.
Yep, you're cutting in
This pin, because we did of course I'm cutting in and out. I'm trying to explain something. So why wouldn't my internet be causing a problem? How stable am I? Well, sorry. How stable is my computer connection?
So far, not too bad. You're doing
good. Okay. So this is the center of that zip code right there. This is a 90-day rolling average for these 4 items up here in this side. Again, you've got your profile photo and your logo. And here are the properties. You can see they've got 4 for sale, 13 sold, 4 pending. And there you go. So because of the fact that I keep getting choppy, Heather, I'm going to leave the talking to you. So
absolutely. I'm trying to look for the one you sent, but I'm just finding the old ones that came through. So I don't, maybe it just hasn't come through yet. And
It's
is it
possible.
in my other folder or my, yeah, I'll try and go back, see
No
if I
worries.
can find it. And you sent it to my work email, not my personal email.
You're working. Oh, yes.
Perfect. All right. So let's kind of quickly go over this market snapshot. Also, take note that, of course, this is not going to be your area because we're using a different MLS. But here, like whatever photo and logo that you add into the My Information will come up on here with your name, your contact info. So again, it's your marketing. It shows your customers the average asking price, average sold, how many days on the market, homes for sale. So this is where I said keep everything checked on. If you were to turn that information off, like sending your solds to your buyers, it would say average sold price 0%. And you don't want to see that because then it just looks like not a very good market, right? So you want to make sure that that's on. However, if you are sending this to a buyer, you might not want them to have to scroll through the 13 solds. So you can go ahead and click on it and it will eliminate it from the search. And so you won't see them on the market snapshot here. They'll just see, well, now maybe they don't want to see the pending either because it's not going to help them. So now they're just going to see the 4 that are for sale. So they can go ahead and click on any of these homes. There we go. Yeah, and you can toggle through these photos. You can also check out property details up in the top right corner. Now that needs some love. I mean, I like the older homes, but that's a little outdated. I mean, I like the bones of the older homes because they just don't have that anymore, or the character. But I'm not really crazy about this kind of character.
I'm seriously hoping the video doesn't pick up the faces I made when I saw this house, because I just picked one at random, and that definitely needs some TLC.
It looks like a kitchen sink in the bathroom.
Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it?
Oh, goodness, interesting.
Got a good backyard, so that helps.
I love looking at houses. It's just fun. All right, so you get your property details here. You've got all the photos to toggle from. If your customer likes this house, there's a little heart at the top. It'll say that Glenn liked this house at 238C. So it's really it's cool information to use as another follow-up. All right. And again, once you set this up, this will automatically send to your customers however frequently you're sending it to them. And this is where you're going to see if they're clicking on those homes or not. So if they are not, it gives you another reason to follow up with them, just to say, hey, I'm sending you a market snapshot. Have you had a chance to look at that? If they are clicking on it, you can message them and say, do you have any questions? Maybe not let them know that you can see their activity, but you can always say, I've sent you a market snapshot report. Do you have any questions? Would you like me to make any adjustments to the market snapshot report? They also have the option to adjust and change anything on the report as well. All right. So now that we covered all that, let's quickly go over what's new. And there are just a couple new features, but anything that is also going to be released coming soon, you're going to see on here. So when you're in your top producer on the left-hand side, you have the What's New tab. So this tells you what's coming soon. And we do have a new AI author that's going to be released in the near future. That's going to help you with your emails and your texting. That's going to be interesting. Can't wait to see what that looks like. Texting for Canadians was just recently came out. And text tasks, which means you can add texting to your tasks or to your plans. Is that right? Sound about right?
That's right. That sounds right.
All right, so check that out anytime. You can see what's also going to be added in the near future. Social Connect. So this is a new lead program that we currently started offering. Well, I guess we started offering about a year ago. So we're going to kind of quickly go over how this program works. Maybe you have it, maybe you don't. But it is a new program to bring leads in from online. Just so you are aware, like most lead providers, it is not a guaranteed lead. So how this specific lead program works is that we create ads for you and we publish them on Facebook and Instagram. It pulls, if you have a market snapshot, or sorry, if you have an MLS that we support, and you have either active listings or sold listings, we create the ads based on your listings. They're just an ad. It doesn't take them to the listing. It's just kind of like that creative marketing that gets someone's attention. They click on the ad, they click on learn more. If they're interested, their information will pop up on the screen that pulls it directly from Facebook. And if they continue, they click the next button, then they will come into your CRM as a potential lead. So anyway, now we do, however, you can pick up to 5 cities that you would like to target for people that live in those cities. So you can pick the areas that you want to target, or the cities. Also, it goes based on an algorithm. So for example, if you're searching recipes, you start seeing recipes 5 minutes later on Facebook. Same kind of thing is how it works. It's targeting people that are looking at the market. So those are going to be the people that start seeing your ads. Once they do come into your CRM, they automatically get an email, a text, a market snapshot. They're automatically getting responses. And then all you have to do as an agent is reach out and call them and find out what they're looking for. But they can be anyone. They can be buyers, sellers. I call them looky-loos, kind of like myself. Could be renters. We don't know who's clicking on the ads. We just create the ads, put them out there for you, and target the people that are currently looking at the market. And you can do this all from your phone. So just like I said, when you're doing the property insights is definitely one of the best features to use while you're out, because you're already at the listing with your customers and you want to remember exactly what they're saying about this place before having to go back to the office and remember it. Then pull out your phone, have it out and ready, and just start taking notes as you're going through the home. So to add it to your phone, if you're using an Android, because this is a screenshot of my phone, I do use an Android. So you're going to go to your whatever browser you use. You're going to type in crm.topproducer.com. And once you search that and you add it here, you're going to see this, your login here, the 3 dots in the very top right corner. Now, this is an Android phone. If you're using like Google or Samsung or whatever other Android phones they have out there, you're going to click the 3 dots in the top right corner and you click add to home screen. So it's very similar to what an app looks like, but it is mobile friendly. So it's not an app. You don't go to the app store. This is how you add it to your home screen. So it's just a quick access, I guess you could say. If you have an Apple phone, you're going to go to Safari. You're going to type in crm.topproducer.com. And then at the very bottom of your screen, I don't have a picture to show you what it looks like, but at the very bottom, you're going to have a symbol that looks like a square with an arrow pointing down. And then when you click on that, it's similar. Oh, the arrow is pointing up, not down. Okay. So at the bottom of your phone, you'll see the square with the arrow pointing up. You're going to click on there and it's going to ask you if you want to share to your home screen or add to home screen. And very similar, you will do that as well. So any questions? I feel like I must have doing pretty good because nobody's asking anything. So resources, we do have a Facebook page, YouTube Top Producer software. We have a blog page, so topproducer.com/blog, and our Facebook groups as well. And we also have our live chat, like I mentioned, email support.topproducer.com. So we have all kinds of different ways to get information and or get in touch with us. And then we're here also once a week to do these live webinars. Awesome. So that is a wrap. Hopefully, if anyone has any last minute questions before we get going, I feel like I kind of flew through this a little bit today.
It was a good pace. We're only 5 minutes over, so there was a good pace.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Yes, we do appreciate you coming. As we said, we do have to have the Disclaimer that all names, characters, and incidents portrayed in this production are fictitious. No identification with actual persons living or deceased, places and buildings is intended or should be inferred, aside from Heather and I, because we're obviously here.
And we're real people. But
yeah, we are real
we're
people.
allowing
Yes. 100% homegrown humans.
Yes. Yeah. All right. So hopefully we'll see you again next week. If you do have any questions in the meantime, please reach out to our live chat support. Again, that is Monday to Friday, 10:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern time, or 7 a.m.
7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific. Math
Perfect.
hard.
Yeah. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Have a good day, folks.
Bye-bye.